But first, we start off with Tesla's bid to take over Solar City. CNBC's Phil LeBeau is in Chicago with the very latest. Quite a reaction to the shares today, Phil.
Melissa, I've enjoyed watching the reaction, in part because it's brought out both the Tesla haters and those who are Teslanarians who love anything that happens with Elon Musk and with Tesla. But so far, those who are doubting this deal, they're certainly, as far as the investors are going, they're the ones who have ruled the day. When you take a look at this deal and the way that Elon Musk, when he announced it yesterday, wants to have it structured, it basically says, look, you may think of us as an auto company, but we want to be a sustainable energy company going from generation to storage to energy. And Solar City is the part of this that so many people are having trouble really trying to understand how it plays into Tesla in the future, in part because on the financial side, it lost $261 million in the first quarter. And even though it's cash flow negative, Elon Musk says, look, 3 to 6 months from now, it could be cash flow positive, and he's extremely bullish on the prospects for the company.
I think Solar City is the best company out there, and it's good. But it's sort of a leader in the field. It has this Levo technology. The product direction, we believe, is correct. And there's just no other company out there that's like that at all.
I know there are a lot of people who are saying, sure, he's the chairman. He's their biggest shareholder. Of course he loves the company. Barclays out with a note today, and I think these numbers are very interesting. Look at the cash flow estimate for this year. Negative $1.8 billion for Solar City, negative $2.1 billion for Tesla. At the end of the day, guys, it's the numbers that will win out with investors. And so far, what they're saying when they take a look at this deal, at least by the trading action on the stock today, is I don't get it. I'm not sure I'll ever get it.
Yep. Phil, thank you. Phil LeBeau in Chicago. Andrew Left is the executive editor of Citron Research. He's also the short seller who bet against Valiant, Mallinckrodt, as well as Tesla. He joins us now with his call on Solar City. Andrew, welcome to the show again.
Hi, nice to join you.
What is your position currently on Solar City?
I'm currently short Solar City. As I've told your viewers before, I've also been short Tesla. I think what happened today, Jim Chanos said it best, was a complete aberration of corporate governance. It was probably the worst that Wall Street has to show of itself. The abuses of the capital markets, of the sell-side analysts, and of corporate governance. So hopefully, what I think should happen for the benefit of Tesla shareholders is this deal should not go through. And if Musk is not voting on it, if I was a Tesla shareholder and I was Fidelity, I would vote against it. And if that were to happen, I believe Solar City would then go to zero, just like SunEdison. As a matter of fact, I was on your CNBC website today looking for who actually likes this deal. And the only clip you had an analyst, Mike Morrissey from Avondale, who said, oh, he actually thought that Solar City was a good company, and he was with SunEdison all the way down. He supported it. So obviously, his best attribute.
Right.
That being said, not against him personally, more against the fact that there's not another side to this argument. And when I just heard that soundbite you played from Elon Musk, it doesn't sound like the typical Musk swagger that we've heard in the past. He actually sounded like it was almost a ransom note, like he was being tied up. He didn't sound confident whatsoever.
Well, I mean, to be fair, not to be fair, but I mean, he did have a certain amount of swagger when he called the deal a no-brainer. I'm just curious about your positioning here, though, Andrew, because one would think that this is almost a pairs trade. You're short Tesla. Why would you be short Solar City at the same time? I would think that you'd think now, under Tesla, it would have better access to the capital markets, and its position would be better.
So here's what could happen. If the deal is called off, I believe Tesla could, let's say, stay where it is now, go lower, or could bounce higher short term. But if it's called off, I think you have 100% downside in Solar City. That's why. And meanwhile, if the deal goes through and you're short Solar City, you're short Tesla. So it's a better default way to be short Tesla as a short seller with a bigger potential payday.
Were you short Solar City going into the announcement of the deal? And what I'm trying to get at is, do you see?
Yes, I was. I was
were.
short
Okay,
Solar City,
so you thought it was going to go to zero even before this offer from Tesla?
I thought it was going to go much lower. And now I see this offer from Tesla came in, and in my opinion, it completely seemed like a lifeline. There were some debt covenant lines that they were in their 10K that they did not have in their 10Q about being in compliance They have a big debt payment due next year in 17. And I think this actually shows how imminent the problem was at Solar City. I didn't think it was going to go to zero immediately, but now actually it reinforces my thoughts on it, yes.
So, Andrew, Elon Musk owns 22.5% of the float. You know, to me, the fact that it spent the whole day going from the upper left to the bottom right was really the most damning sort of thing. It appears that, you know, investors, not just you, don't think it's going to happen here. Is this?
And for Musk to say the word no-brainer is an actual insult to investors. Because in anything else, this actually even made people who are his a brainer. Just don't say it's a no-brainer. That being said, I saw sentiment change today amongst the pundits, amongst the writers, amongst people who discuss Tesla, as you call them, the Teslanarians. There was a change in sentiment today, and it was reflected in the stock prices, no doubt.
So, Andrew, in terms of your Tesla view, remember it was a few months ago, I think, when it was trading 180 or so, you talked about shorting it, ran out a little bit. Here it is back to probably when you started talking about it. Where does Tesla go? I mean, in your world, the way you view Elon Musk and his companies, Tesla specifically, where can the stock trade down to?
I mean, this is going to sound crazy. If you ask Bob Lutz, obviously, who is an auto executive, I mean, he'll tell you it's a zero. If you ask someone who just looks at business, if you take this to a business school, they'll also tell you it's a zero. How long will the capital markets allow a company to sell a product at a loss? That's the real question here. Are we going to start valuing this as a car company? Then there's no value on it right now. Do we value it as a technology company? I would have rather seen Musk buy SpaceX. At least you could say SpaceX is disruptive, doing something new. Solar City is low-level solar technology. It's not even technology. It's a subprime lender of solar space. So it's not even that. So that if they incorporate this in the Tesla model, I see this going a lot lower, a lot faster.
You know, Musk didn't have to, but he did, Andrew. And on the conference call today, he said that there'd be no material impact to Tesla's future cash needs or expectations for cash, and that the company will be cash flow positive by year end. What if, let's just say, he actually delivers on execution when it comes to the cars and delivers on the execution for the three?
Understand, he's Elon Musk. He's an individual. He might be a visionary, but unless he personally can find a way to clone 2 million of himself and knock on people's doors and install solar panels himself, it's still a company. And just because Musk said so, at one point we're going to look all back at this Musk craze. It could be in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and investors are going to kick themselves for not taking profits when they had them.
How long you press these shorts?
I mean, Tesla is a long-term short. So I'm short Tesla the way other people would be long whatever stock that that they're long on a legacy basis. And as for Solar City, I was short Solar City also. It's a high borrow fee. It's a very difficult short. So now I have to be a lot more careful and look at it a lot closer, and just make sure the borrow fees don't get in the way of the profits.
Is Solar City the next SunEdison in this space?
I mean, the balance sheet tells you right there. There's nothing for me to say. Those are numbers, and the numbers tell you absolutely.
Is that a yes?
Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, look at how this stock was valued and positioned before today. I've never seen a stock with a 50% negative rebate and such a high short interest been taken out ever in the history, because traders and investors knew what this was worth. And the shareholders who owned this were the Musk fans. And it's simple as that.
All right. Andrew, thanks so much for phoning in. Appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Andrew left of Citron Research, and we did see Solar City tick lower in the after-hour session. I think the short interest is a really good point, because if it is a 40% short interest in this stock, a 3.6% squeeze is really not saying much.
Well, normally you would see with that high short interest, you'd see it overshoot that range that they had mentioned. The problem is obviously it's a stock-for-stock deal, and therefore the stock down 10%, Tesla that is obviously put pressure on it. But, you know, to me, like, that was all you needed to know. And I think that a guy like Andrew, who was already short, probably laid into the close too.
Yeah, and I would just say for the folks at home, if you're thinking about shorting Solar City on this, what Andrew said is very important. Check the borrow rate, because it could get very expensive to be short. So you might might make money on your short, but you're going to lose it on what you're paying for the borrow.
Yeah.
If you look at the technicals on Tesla, it's 190 is the next level. And then after this, we talked about this last night, it goes down to 170. So those are the retracements. I've been negative on the stock, but not for this. I've been negative on the stock because I don't think they meet production numbers.
Right.
So that's my trouble. And this doesn't save them. This hurts them.
Yeah.
It hurts them worse.
You got, I mean, you like him or not like him, you got to respect Andrew Left. Unbelievable. I mean, Valiant, he started talking about being a short in, I think, the 170s, 180s.
But to say this is the next Sun Edison.
And he's not scared to put it out there. I mean, I respect it. He puts his money where his mouth is. He's also a guy that said Gap was irrelevant when it's trading 26.5 or so. Look where that stock is trading now. So, listen, I dig him because he puts it out there. He does his work. And more times than not, he's right.
All right. Solar City shares down about 2% now in the after-hour session, by the way. Andrew Left, we should note, not alone in his Solar City skepticism. One trader is betting $1 million that the company is heading for a major dive. Dan, walk us through the action.
Yeah, so today, obviously, option volume kind of exploded in Solar City on this sort of news. Put volume was actually 10 times average daily volume in Solar City, and the largest trade of the day was out in October expiration. There was a buyer of 2,000, the October 22 strike puts, paying $4.80 to open. That's about 22% of the underlying stock price. That was when the stock was about $22. It breaks even down at 17.